it really is you versus you. And I've heard that a lot before in my life, especially in sports, and it never really made sense. But I'm going to try to break it down for you in a way that made sense for me. Because when it comes down to it, again, it really is you versus you. And you need to be self-aware in the respect that you're only as talented and you're only as skilled as the work that you put in, which gets back to taking action. So if you're taking action and you are becoming self-aware about where you are at as an individual and where your skill set is at, and you're taking all of that into account, then it can really be you versus you, the way that it should be. Because in sports, when I was playing baseball, sometimes I would think, yeah, the other guy, he's probably out in the cage right now getting his swings in. And that's motivation. That's external motivation. And that can't last, because when you think about, hey, they're out doing this right now, or you see somebody out swinging it in the cage, they've got a different schedule, and that's just not something that you can compare yourself to, and that can be sustainable. Like I said, it's only external motivation. You're seeing it or you're thinking that it's happening. But what you need to take into account is your skill set, where you need to be in evaluating yourself. Because when you do evaluate yourself and you figure out where you're at, like me with baseball, I knew I had to go be better. I looked back at my last tournament that I had when I was younger, and I would say, how did I do last weekend? Do I need to go and swing the bat in the cage? Yes, absolutely I do. When it's you versus you, and you can break it down and say, am I getting better than I was yesterday, than I was last week? Am I better than I was last month? That's all you can control. You can't control when the other guy is working, how good he is. None of that you can control, but you can control where you're at. And if you put in the work and you put in the time to be better than the other guy on the other team, or whatever it might be, that's going to happen when you work on being better than you were yesterday. It's not about comparing yourself to that one person, that one team, whatever it might be. Again, that's motivation and that's great, but to truly be better, you have to be better than you were yesterday. And only you can control that. Only you can control being better than you were yesterday. It comes down to putting action in today. What are you doing today to be better than you were yesterday? Are you actually putting in the work? Are you actually taking the time to evaluate where you're at, the outcome you're receiving? That's what it means when it's you versus you. That's what that means. It didn't really make sense to me until as of late. There was something inherent in me that I was taught at a young age to go and be better and do more and all that kind of stuff. But really, when I slowed it down and broke it down for myself, a lot of it is the trusting the process. Because when you can trust that you're going to put in time somewhere and you're going to get better when you practice and put in the time and put in the effort and the reps and all that good stuff, when you trust that process, that, hey, I can't get worse, right? I'm getting good instruction. I am getting feedback instantly or later or whatever. You're not going to get worse when you're putting in the time to be productive and do the right things. Trust the process. It's you versus you, and have fun with it. I'm telling you right now, there's no reason other than motivation and inspiration to compare yourself to the other guy. Go be better than you were yesterday and do that consistently, and you're going to be fine. I promise you. I believe in you. You can do it. I know you can. And I really appreciate you being here. I'll talk to you soon. Go be better than you were yesterday. See ya.